No Mercy SmackDown second pay-per-view. And here we are with another episode of Breakdown. This is AJ. I am Ritz. And this right here is your new Jackson Ritz Intercontinental Predictions Champion, Jax. Yeah, he beat me. Alright, leave me alone. So, No Mercy's finished up. We were live from San Diego tonight. And we started out for the first time in WWE pay-per-view history with the WWE World Championship.
First of all, before we go any further, since you're a guest, is he not good?
Isn't he? Like,
He's so good! It's so good! Fuck! I never caught things with a hardcore like that, dude. Your intros bringing in, like, when you tell me to bring it up, like, it's not gonna be the same. It's so good. It's so powerful. It's so passionate.
No.
You don't think
But this is the thing. It's not passionate enough to be the champion, but it's passionate.
Oh!
It's passionate. So let's go into the World Championship match. So
Big Match
John versus Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles. Before we go any further, I came in late to this match. I showed up late. It's what it is. I had to buy a beer. Here's the thing.
Which I offered to do.
Yeah, you did. From what I saw, which was a very, very short stint of it, I know how AJ performs. I know how Big Match John performs. I know how Dean Ambrose performs. I already knew the match was going to be stellar. And from the time that I walked in to the time of the match ended, it was hyped. It was glorious. Yeah. It was a beautiful match. Andy, I want you to give more detail on what you saw, because the only thing that rubbed me the wrong way, because it happens in triple threats all the time and I fucking hate it, is whenever this person has a submission move, so I'm going to put my submission move, so if they tap out, we don't know who the fuck won. Any veteran of wrestling knows that that's not how you win a match. Stop doing it. It's fucking dumb. It's the worst shit. I want you to do it again so I can record both of them and throw them both in the trash. I don't like anything about them. I fucking hate them. And as your new champion, I think that I have a little bit of weight about what's happening in the world. Andy.
So, match starts out and there's a lot of great chain wrestling. And what chain wrestling is just straight back and forth. There's not a lot of slow moments.
Was there really?
Yeah, there's some
I
great
missed
chain wrestling.
Oh, that's so good. Okay.
We had a double German suplex.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Styles was locked on Ambrose, and Cena was locked on the Styles, and just went straight back.
God, those guys are just fucking ridiculous, are they not?
It was beautiful. And I'm not a big Match John fan. And I felt a lot of the stuff that he did, like picking them both up on his shoulders, the double 5-knuckle shuffle.
I expect that. I expect that because it happens all the time.
Right,
but
so it's kind of a diluted thing.
Right, but some of his feats of power, like, I'm still impressed by. Like, I know that he picked up the Big Show, who's 475 at the time.
Speaking of feats of power, Ambrose runs off the ring apron, John Cena catches him and throws him back into the ring post.
That's impressive.
So much.
I did, but it's okay, because when I go home, I'm going to rewatch all that shit, so it's fine. But that doesn't surprise me, because as a regular human being, who is your champion? Like, anytime John Cena has, like, a feat of strength, it still amazes me as a fan, because I'm like, holy shit. I can't do that. Like, I looked back at a Ryback match when he picked up the Big Show, like, deadlift. I'm like, fuck, man. And so when Cena does, like, picking up, like, 2 people, 3 people, the world with one arm,
the world,
like, it still blows my mind, because he's in his 40s.
Yep.
Jacked.
Yeah.
John Cena's in his 40s.
Wow.
Jacked as shit, and goes the distance in every match he's in. Doesn't matter if it's against Kalisto, doesn't matter if it's against Brock Lesnar. 2 different spectrums, hardcore. But still.
How old is Brock Lesnar?
In his 40s.
Early 40s, yeah. Because Sable's...
The only thing that bothers me about the match, and you mentioned the double finish at the end, when the match starts, I love a good triple threat where the match starts and it's pandemonium. It's just...
Like just chaos.
Just sheer and utter chaos. There was a good 2 minutes of them just staring at each other, trash talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not going to do just random fucking chaos, do the Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena. When Shawn Michaels is like, I mean, we're friends, but I'm gonna kick the fuck out of you, and kicks him in the face, and everybody's just like, whoa.
Even
Okay.
Sean was surprised.
Yeah, Justin was like, I don't know,
I'm gonna
pineapples.
go watch
I don't know
that
what to do,
match
man.
after this.
It's so good, dude. I watched it back a couple of weeks ago. It's still so good. Oh my god.
Spot wise, I mean, we've already kind of covered on a lot of the spots. With the finish, what bothered me was they should have had an announcement where the match is restarted, not just let them go.
Right?
Unless we
That was
missed
weird
that.
to me.
Unless we missed that, but I don't think
No.
we missed it.
They didn't. They called the bell because he tapped, but the ref never called for the bell. And so John Cena put his hands up and they go no. And then Ambrose put his hands up and he goes no. And they started fighting. But the ref never called the match.
Yeah.
Now I know it's gonna piss me off in the future. They're gonna do that exact same finish and the match is gonna be over.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. Like if they had more consistency when that shit happened, I would be okay with it, but they never did.
Cena did pull out something new in the arsenal. Have you even seen where the people are jumping on their back and they're doing the almost a sunset flip powerbomb?
Yeah.
Cena did that tonight.
The one where he jumps on their back and he goes taps the ground, lifts up in the powerbomb?
No, it's where he jumps on their back, sits on their back, and they all flip into a powerbomb.
Yeah. No, he's been doing that a lot.
I haven't seen him do it.
He does that during like huge matches when people start chanting "You can't wrestle."
I-
Like he legit wasted the first "You can't wrestle" chant, and he goes, "Oh yeah,
I
look
don't
at this
think-
cruiserweight shit I can do."
I don't
Stop
think
it,
I've
John.
ever seen it.
Stop it. You're not a cruiserweight. Sit the fuck down.
No, what a sunset flip is where when he comes off the ropes, guy's bent down, and the other guy jumps over him, locks his arms on the legs, and pulls him down.
Yeah, like if Andy was facing this way and I'm facing this way and I'm doing the sunset, I would jump on his back like around here. I would what they normally do, they'll bend down and touch the ground first, they'll lift back up to get momentum, and they'll flip the person over them to where no one's touching ground, and they just smack their back into the mat. And that's how a sunset flip powerbomb works.
Exactly. AJ did the 450 springboard 450.
Of course he
which is
does, because it's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
Was there a phenomenal forearm?
I think there was a phenomenal forearm.
Nice.
I think, but it was kind of like underplayed. Ambrose almost died
Of course it
with
is.
the suicide dive that he did.
You mean the tope suicida?
Oh god, yes, tope suicida.
Which, fun fact for wrestling fans, a tope suicida is a suicide dive over the top rope, not the middle. The middle rope is just a regular suicide dive. Just throwing that out there. Just like a tope con hilo is a front flip over the top rope. So what Finn Balor did and Sami Zayn did, that's a tope con hilo. Go ahead. I learned a lot.
Are you done,
I'm
Mara?
done. I'm done. I learned a lot about wrestling.
Good lord.
Okay. Good that you're done. Yeah, I think that was the only botch of the match, was the part where Ambrose almost dies, which they gotta stop doing suicide dives.
You know, okay.
I'm not a fan
I've
of
been
banning
thinking
movies.
about that. I've been
I'm
thinking
not
about
a
that
fan of it.
hardcore because I'm like, I love them. I love them so much, but they're so fucking dangerous if you botch.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of banning moves at all.
Right.
But number one, everybody's doing it and everybody's messing up. From Big E to Ambrose to
Big E, but no, wait. You can't use Big E as an example because it's not a suicide dive. It's a suicide spear.
Fair.
Because a
Fair.
suicide dive is, I have to dive from point A to point B to hit this person. So if you're where this chair is, I have to dive from here to that chair. A spear is, you're in front of me. I have to hit you and fall out of the ring. Two totally
Fair.
different animals.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's how I gauge it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. Oh my god, shut up.
I can. I'm the champion.
So AJ retains the title, which puts us 1-1.
Correct.
So after the match ends, we have Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Really good match for the only true planned women's match of the evening. Now, I say that we knew Becky Lynch was being pulled from the match on Friday night.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
We'll get to that later.
That's so upsetting.
What the hell did Carmella do as that submission? What was that?
Wait, her leg thing?
Yeah.
Her leg thing?
She does that all the time. That is her
never
finisher.
seen that. And that's amazing.
That's been her leg finisher.
Has it?
Yeah. Where she wraps one leg, like the knee portion, around the neck,
I
and
did
she
not
puts the other leg on top because it applies more pressure. Or
Right, no,
or
I
it looks
get-
like it applies more
I
pressure.
get the purpose behind it, but I didn't watch Carmella when
Dude,
she was in NXT. You're more. We've established
Yeah,
you're the NXT
I'm
guy.
the NXT guy. She's been doing that in NXT. She also did it at least twice at SmackDown that I know of, and it's beer. God damn it! But no, it's such a good submission, and I like the fact that she's become the person who keeps submissions going.
Yes.
And this is why I say that. Like you have Sasha on Raw who does the bank statement.
Charlotte
Charlotte has
figure
the
eight.
big boot now
Yeah.
and natural selection. She has the figure 4, but that's not how she's tapping people out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Bayley, who has the Bayley to belly.
Mm-hmm.
You have Alexa Bliss, who has the, it's called the Sparkle Drive, or the Sparkle Dive, whatever the fuck it's called. But she calls it the, Imminent Bliss? I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Which we're referring to it as the Sparkle Drop.
It's the Sparkle Drive, whatever. But the moral story is that she's one of the few people who has no other finisher but the submission. Because what's Becky's other finisher besides submission?
But I'm saying, you said she's one of the few people.
Yeah. So it's Becky, Sasha, and her. That's it.
Yeah.
Because everybody else has a second finisher
Natalya.
that's not. Natalya has the discus forearm.
Oh, do they count that as a finisher?
Discus close by. She's beat people with it. So
Okay.
therefore, by
Okay.
default, it is a finisher.
Fair.
So that's where they're at with that. But she's keeping it alive for the women's division, and I love that.
And I think her and Nikki have really good chemistry together in the ring.
For sure.
There weren't any moments where I thought, oh wow, that's a botch, or oh wow, that's, this match is really boring. I mean, it wasn't a great match, as I'd say match of the year or anything like that.
By no means.
But
It
it held my attention.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there just because, for the sake of the argument, for the longest time, women's matches didn't mean shit, and they were horrible.
They were
So
the
now,
matches.
to be fair, because I know there's gonna be some mark out there that's gonna bitch and moan and complain about, oh, the match wasn't that great, you guys are just talking it up. I see where you're coming from for the simple fact that there was an extended period of time when women's matches meant nothing. They did nothing. The women literally sat there and smacked each other in the faces, and then somebody pinned somebody else for years. Now we're back in the phase where women wrestling is a thing.
I mean, for the love of God,
Women are
big chance of
empowered.
women wrestling.
Women are actually showing their athleticism. They're showing moves that are, for all intents and purposes, are better than the dudes. So therefore, it's bringing it back to a phase. I'm glad that you love it.
I love it.
I'm glad that you love it because the champ said it. I'm glad that they're bringing it to a phase to where women's wrestling is now on the card on a larger scale. Example, you asked me, how do I feel about Sasha and Charlotte? Oh no, you didn't ask me. Kenny asked me.
Kenny.
How do you feel about Charlotte and Sasha closing out the show? I'm like, I fucking love it.
God, it was beautiful.
They're so good that WWE said, you know what? You gotta close it out. The same way that in Brooklyn, NXT said, you know what? You close it out. And they put on
Match of the year.
the match of the fucking year in Brooklyn. They put on a stellar match, which
That
we made a lot of videos.
corkscrew moonsault.
I was getting to that. We made a lot of complaints about Charlotte's botching. I don't give a fuck about her botching anymore.
Nope.
Because that corkscrew moonsault was perfect. It was on point. It hit exactly where it's supposed to hit. And Charlotte, when she talks shit, is such a good heel. So
we're getting off topic. We're talking about Raw.
Right.
we are.
Yes.
I don't think I should be a part of the commentary because I'm not commentating. I don't know how to even engage. In
It's
it.
We'll
fine.
get
You
you- we'll
literally
get you
sit
in.
there and look pretty, and then whenever
We'll get you
we
in
get to your shit,
So-
you
so-
drop in.
You're really gonna wear that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm tired of holding it.
Fair
Well,
enough.
then maybe.
Just let him have his moment.
Let me have my moment.
The,
Okay.
the Nikki Bella Carmella match actually ends with Nikki winning, and I go up 2-1.
Fuck me. I freaked out because I was like, oh my god, they're actually like Carmella wins. That's what I waited for. And she got the first leg submission in, and then she got the second one, and I was like, oh, fuck! And then after the second one, I'm like,
Bella
she's
Buster.
not gonna get it in a third. There's no way in hell.
So now we're 2 matches in. What do you think of the show so far?
could really like it, and I didn't think I would even fit in with any of this. I was like, I haven't watched wrestling in years. I wouldn't even know where. But actually, a lot of the same people that
You were invested hardcore.
I was.
You are.
I should.
Yeah.
And really, because
Okay.
I guess he showed up, and I had someone to argue with, because me and you were agreeing the majority of the time, and that doesn't make for good commentary.
Arguments and chaos
It was
create
civil.
great TV.
Oh, absolutely.
It
And
was
so,
civil
like, I
arguments.
literally came in here saying, I don't know who the fuck this guest is, guy or girl, because Annie didn't tell me. Ritz did not tell me shit about anything. That I don't know who the fuck it is, but I'm gonna argue because this makes great.
But I knew
And-
who you
and-
were. Like, that's how I knew. I told him before you showed up, like, we were going to clash, because I saw your video from last time, and I was like, yeah, we're going to.
And to be fair, I knew he was going to argue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do
So
it on
my
purpose.
entire role tonight was legitimately just
Mediator.
have at it. It was my entertainment. It was all for my entertainment.
For the record, so we recorded this all on Facebook.
Go
Go
watch
back and watch, and in worst case scenario, just scroll through when you see us being
getting up. and-
really active,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
you'll laugh your ass off.
it. So yeah, what'd you think of the Nikki Carmella?
I loved it. Like,
She-
it was
you-
awesome.
like, yeah.
Shut up. You're about to say something like.
No, just say because you were in love with Nikki from the
I
get go.
was like, she walked out. I was like, I love it. And y'all were talking about, okay, so Carmella has been like whooping up on her, but she snuck up on her every time. I was like, you get into a match where there's no surprises, like you're expecting, and it's going to be a completely different outcome. And look what happened.
You know what just happened just now?
She won. What?
This is what just happened. Okay. She doesn't know who these people are, so it's not an insult.
I
Yeah.
totally. What are you talking about?
She's the David Otunga to our Morrow and JBL. She is the Byron Saxton
Is that an insult?
to our Michael Cole
I can't tell.
and Corey Graves.
No, yes,
That's
and
what's
no.
happening right now.
Yes and no, it's an insult. Yes, because we make fun of them when you go back and watch it because they don't know what they're talking about at all.
I do know what I'm talking about, though.
No. In comparison to us,
Oh, yeah, no, but that's why they call
but
it
it's
yes.
not an insult because
I'm about to wipe that smug look off his face.
First of all, I'm still trying to think.
That's why you call it a guess, because you wanted an outsider's opinion. Someone who had
No,
an
I
insider's
absolutely-
no, and we
I
were-
absolutely did.
No,
No,
that
I love the fact that you give invested opinions.
You've been shooting me down all night for someone who
So,
does not
I'm a
invested
heel
opinion.
commentator who's
Yeah, he's a
also,
bad guy.
mind you, the heel champion. I don't want to hear it. The moral of the story, that's what champions
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
about what it's.
I'm about to
That's
go
what
ACA on you.
I understand, but hear me out. As a heel commentator and a
We're
heel
getting
champion,
so off track.
we will get back on track. This takes 2 minutes, tops.
It better, 'cause
As
I
a
gotta go.
heel, you have to understand that I'm going to talk a lot of shit. I'm going to rub a lot of people the wrong way because I'm the champion and I earned it fair and square. Now let's get back into it. Alright.
Okay, moving on. After Nikki Carmella, we go
Which
into
was so good.
Yeah, it really was. We go into Swagger Baron Corbin, I think was next.
That was horrible.
That was boring.
It was so. We talked
Yeah,
most of it.
okay.
Who
No
even won
disrespect.
that?
This is what we said. This is what we said. It's no disrespect by any means. There are matches that we give a fuck about because they have a purpose, and then there's matches that you just throw together because. This was clearly a match that you threw together just because,
Well,
and
it was already planned.
it was already, yeah. And I'm not saying
And it was supposed to be on the
wasn't.
pre-show. I think a lot
I
of it had to
know.
do with Becky going down.
It might have. It might have. However, I don't think that's true anymore because you gave Alexa Bliss Naomi.
Mhm.
So therefore, this match was meant to happen again. In which, any case, this means nothing. Nothing. There's no title on the line. This is not a long-going feud. This feud went on for 2 weeks. Maybe. I think this is technically week 2. So there was no build-up.
No,
There's no nothing. You let Corbin lose last week to some bullshit, and now he got his redemption. That was the match. Let's move on, because I ain't got time for it.
Rhino, Slater, Usos for the tag titles.
Okay, so I did not expect Rhino and Slater to win.
No, not at all. We
I'm
had
not-
the Usos.
Now, I'm not mad that they won. Because oh my god, who's unprofessional now?
Hey, I have stew cooking.
Oh.
I'm not doing this with you. But no, so I love the Usos now. I love their new entrance. I love their new demeanor. I love their new skill set of stuff that they do in the ring. I genuinely thought they were going to beat Heath and Rhino, as much as I love that team, but they didn't. And Rhino did most of the work, which is awesome because what normally happens is Heath Slater's in the ring, he tries, he gets his ass whooped, Rhino comes in, does a couple of moves, does a gore, tags in Heath, he wins. Total opposite this week. And I thought that was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
By far.
And that
Because
gore at the end.
we don't see Rhino wrestle anymore. We see him do a couple of moves, and that's it. And then we move on. But he wrestled through more of the match than Heath did. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he hit that gore.
On the
that
outside.
glorious gore outside of the ring and then in the ring.
Wrecked.
Fucking hell. It was perfect, man. It was
And
so good.
They retained the titles.
Yep.
And I think it's a smart move right now.
Hands down.
I don't think it's smart for anybody on SmackDown to
Hands
lose their belts.
Nope.
Because they all got them about 4 weeks ago. And
That's my problem with the new idea they have for a Raw SmackDown or a Raw pay-per-view and a SmackDown pay-per-view.
No,
So
because
if
you and I are looking at it differently. You and I are looking at it as we just did this 2 weeks ago, and so it doesn't make sense for these guys to lose belts because we're thinking they got them 2 weeks ago. But in reality, it was a month.
No. That's how I was thinking about it. But to be fair, it kind of fucks up my mental when I'm trying to compare. Because when we do these predictions for the title that I won, that I look at overall, like, okay, so this person got it at this date, this is the new date now, it doesn't make sense for them to lose it, so forth and so on, it's whatever. And I think we talked about it at Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
It's really weird when no title changes hands.
Exactly.
It's really weird. Like, to me. That's why I expect one title to change hands in every pay-per-view. We just have to guess which one.
Right.
Which we'll get to in a second.
Right, absolutely.
AJ, you a part of this.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to commentate like y'all.
You come in,
But
just come and go,
something that was totally
pineapple
like,
smoothies, and then you're good. We'll talk about it for 2 minutes.
you'll get it, but you won't.
So anyway,
Champion doesn't need to get it. 'Cause
We-
champion's the champion.
the tag team match. What do you think of the tag team match?
Which one?
Rhino
Rhino Heath Slater
Heath
versus
Slater
the
versus the
Usos.
Usos.
We talked during that one.
I was mad because I really wanted the Usos to win.
Right?
I was upset. I was
Right? Fuck's sake, man.
Moving on from there, we dive into. I'm gonna save a match for last. We're not gonna go in complete order.
Was that the Alexa Bliss match?
All right, we'll do Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss comes down to the ring.
I totally called that one.
She is not. Hold on. Let me set it up because nobody knows. Alexa Bliss comes down to the ring because she's supposed to fight Becky Lynch. It was already announced that she's not fighting Becky Lynch. So Alexa Bliss has no idea who her opponent is. Cue the music. Out walks Naomi.
I'm a May, I'm a
So Naomi versus Alexa Bliss in impromptu kind of match, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
for
We'll call it.
fuck's
Nobody
sake,
was
may I-
expecting-
Naomi wins.
May I?
Hold on, I want to hear her perspective.
Yeah,
on it.
let me get your perspective before I go any further.
It was totally impromptu. How I know and can prove that it was impromptu is because both of y'all, and y'all are experts compared to me, both y'all were like, nah, that makes no sense. Why would they take the title away from her? Why would she have a losing match? She's about to have a title match. That makes her look weak. And I was like, no, just the way she walked out, like, she's about to win. There's no way she's fixing to lose. And she won. That just showed me that neither one of y'all were expecting it. Totally off the wall. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
It happens at least
No,
once a show.
you can time it if you want to. Give me 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion has a few questions right here. Okay, so you put Alexa Bliss, who is a up-and-coming talent, fantastic on the mic,
15 seconds.
fantastic in the ring, and you let her lose to Naomi, who wasn't even meant to be on the pay-per-view? What is that bullshit? I was gonna say garbage, but bullshit. No, hold on. If you want people, I am moving the camera hard. Oh shit. Okay.
What do you think it's attached to?
Okay. I know. I forgot it's attached to a chair. Let me back up a little bit. So, if you want Alexa Bliss to be taken seriously as a competitor for Becky Lynch's WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, why would you make Alexa Bliss lose to Naomi, who's not even in the title picture? Andy, do you have an answer for me?
There is no answer because it doesn't
There's
make
no
sense.
fucking answer!
There is no logical reason as to why you take somebody who hasn't been on SmackDown, hasn't been in the title picture, was one of the first ones eliminated in the 6-pack challenge,
Reach.
What's the hand? What's the hand?
This is where she's at. This is where she at,
and
right
you
here.
put her up against Alexa Bliss, who's been an established star, an established rising star
Not even on the screen.
over the last 3 weeks,
There it is.
4 weeks, whenever all this started with the women's title. And then you have her lose.
I don't understand.
The only way it makes sense is if they're building up Alexa Bliss as just some pent up rage and anger because all she's doing is losing leading up to fighting Becky Lynch.
Allow me to retort. So,
Why are you still sitting so far away?
Because I need to talk to the camera. I need to talk to my people. This is, okay, so this is what I look like. Because, to be fair, camera-wise, when we recorded last time, a lot of stuff that I said fell to the wayside because the audio was not loud enough. So, I'm thinking about that as well. So, this is what I'm looking at. When you build men, because there's so many men in wrestling,
Correct.
you can build it differently than you can women. Okay?
Mhm.
So you can build certain women a type of way to where it still makes sense that you and I will not see because we're so accustomed to how men are built. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, we're still adjusting to how they book women, right?
Yes, we are.
Hardcore.
They're doing
I'll
things
give you an
differently.
example because I'm an NXT guy. They put Liv Morgan against Asuka. Asuka beat her in like 2 minutes.
If I remember correctly, Asuka wrecked her.
Wrecked her shit in 2 minutes. Which I get, but I didn't understand. So you're telling me that you put her in a match because she needed a match, but Asuka was never going to even remotely be threatened by her. So I know what it's setting it up for now. I won't spoil it because I think it's fantastic, and I hope they really do it. Please, God. But that's how we looked at the women's division. Look at the men's division. It's a totally different animal because there's so many other dudes that can take the spot
Absolutely.
if need be. So I don't like Alexa Bliss losing. But at the same time, I love Naomi winning.
Yes.
I think that the new Naomi is not getting the push that she deserves.
Does it start?
You've rebuilt her. You've repackaged her. You've resent her out to the fans, and they love it. They love it.
So does this give Naomi the push she needs since Becky's
No.
off TV?
No. You don't give... Okay, this is my thought process. You don't give Naomi the push that she needs until after Alexa fights Becky and loses. Because this week, I genuinely thought that Becky could lose to Alexa Bliss. Because it's a hero story anyway, it would make sense any which way. Now, the fact that Alexa did not fight Becky is still a hero story path. But I don't think that Alexa will lose to Becky at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think this builds because now, by logic, the Carmella and Nikki feud should be over. I think that Naomi beats Natalya. Naomi beats Nikki. Naomi beats Carmella.
Just runs rock shot.
Just runs, and I don't mean run rough, but she's getting victories over these girls. Which leads to the only 3 people left are herself, Becky, and Alexa. Alexa loses to Becky, which puts a match between Naomi and Alexa. Naomi beats Alexa. Now she's in the title picture. Because Nikki can be in the title picture whenever you want her to be. She's Nikki Bella.
Which you don't need her to be right now.
You don't. That's the big thing. You don't need her to be into it. Same concept with John Cena. You don't need John Cena to be in the title picture. He's just there. So, you have those 3 girls go at it. You have Naomi come out on top. Now you have another competitor. So even if Naomi were to lose to Becky, you have 2 competitors that are at the top of the tier fighting to continuously go for that title. Nikki can take care of Natalya. Nikki can take care of Carmella. And even if you need a 4th person, one of those 2 girls can step down to fight the other. It'll probably be Naomi because she's a heel, but still. It would work out perfectly any which way. That's how you keep the feuds going for the girls, because there's only 6 of them.
Right.
That's it.
We'll move into Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, because there's not a lot to talk about because we missed most of it.
Yeah, we talked during a lot of it.
We talked a lot during that match. Highlight of the match.
Was the end.
Exactly.
Luke Harper! Oh my god, I missed you so much!
Luke Harper made his return. Bray Wyatt beats Randy Orton.
By default.
Sister Abigail.
Sister Abigail ends it. I mean, these two can't put on a bad match.
Okay.
It's just a boring match.
They can't.
It
No,
was.
okay. It wasn't the fact that it was boring. To be fair, between me and AJ, back me up here,
I'm back.
we've been drinking.
A little bit.
So as the show progresses, we just get more loud
Mm-hmm.
and just start
Well,
arguing over the
it's not even
dumbest shit.
that. I don't think it was that. I think it was
Hey,
just that there was.
Hey,
Shut up.
you just interrupted your champion.
And guess what? I'm your chairman now. Shut the fuck up.
God damn it, you're right! Fuck! I never win! Okay.
I'm
She's dead.
done.
So.
He just called so much rank on you, like all night. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. And then finally, it took you all night
Calm
to
the
pull
fuck-
rank.
Calm the fuck down, Mick Foley. God damn
He
it.
didn't notice it. He wasn't expecting me to do it.
Oh, I loved it.
So.
Goddamn
Finally.
Mick Foley's
The
my
problem
hero.
there is it should not have been the main event match. There's not enough
No.
fight behind it.
No.
There was not enough thrill behind it.
Now,
The next match we're going to
wait,
talk
wait,
about, that should have been
before you-
close the show.
Oh, okay, so we have, yeah, you're right, we haven't talked about it. So, since it's going to be a segue into it, we talked about the fact that,
It's like,
Yeah, 10 more minutes, tops.
okay.
10 more minutes comes, it's fine. 10:30, 12 more minutes.
Are you?
it's
I'm
fine.
sorry. Are you
Come on.
echo?
So, we were talking, and when they announced that the triple threat was going to be the first match of the pay-per-view, we're like, so Dolph versus The Miz has to go on last. It has to. It makes sense. Dolph might lose, or I said Dolph is more likely going to lose for sure, because they're going to give him a hero send-off, which is fine. It's whatever. But, okay. But they put Bray versus Wyatt on last.
Bray
which
versus
was-
Randy.
Yeah, Bray versus Randy on last, which was weird to me.
It was a weird setup. It felt like it was just kind of hodgepodge. And as soon as Miz and Ziggler came out, we knew Miz. Well, I thought Miz was gonna win. You still said Ziggler
I said
was gonna
Ziggler,
win.
yeah.
I wanted Ziggler to win. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want to see the career end. But because when it does happen, it will be a career end.
Right. So, just so you're clear on what that statement means is, I'll give you an example. The last pay-per-view that we recorded, it was Ruru, my dude, versus Roman Reigns. Andy went with logic. I went with what I wanted. And it cost me winning this 2 weeks ago. It's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to, nag on that. But that's where his mind was this time. The Miz winning makes sense. It's logical. Dolph losing also made sense. But I went with Dolph because I'm like, there's no way that Dolph is going to end his career losing week after week after week after week for over a month.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near 2 months.
Yep.
Losing every match for 2 months makes no sense to end his career on. So that's why I went with Dolph. Because I'm like, there's no way they're going to allow that to happen. He's too good for them to do that.
Agreed. And I think this sets up for the Miz to be in that mindset of I want the title back. I want the title back. I want the title back.
Right. And the Miz
Because
just gets titles
because
way
don't
better
get me
than
wrong,
having it.
The Miz with the title was getting a little stale because all it was is I'm your Intercontinental Champion of this many days. The only time it was good is when he was cutting promos on other guys.
Well, to be
But
fair,
just him.
to be fair, I love when the Miz goes, this is day insert number here.
I do.
I love it.
But it got to the point where it was kind of getting a little stale because they weren't doing anything with it.
Okay, so this is totally off topic, but I'm going to bring it up. So you think that people like the New Day bringing up the days that they've been champion is stale?
I do.
You think that CM Punk bringing up the days that he was champion became stale?
Bring it up when you're close to beating the record. Like, let's say you're like
Look
30
at New Day.
days away. Yeah, New Day, you're 30 days away or something like that. All right, now I want to hear it every week. Get me hyped for beating that record. So whatever that day is, whatever that match is, and you win or you lose, it means something.
Well, to be fair, the hindsight
Like Nikki Bella, when she was
like, what did you do
going to
for
be-
your summer? I did this.
when she was going to beat Paige's record,
Right.
and we knew it was coming, it actually mattered.
But, okay, but to be fair, for the Intercontinental Championship, you're not beaten 4 years.
No, Hell no, not
There's
anymore.
no fucking way that you're holding the title for 4 years. So,
But I think every week is a little redundant.
but they won't. But they can't erase the Honky Tonk Man's record. So you have somebody who's a heel that says, "I'm holding it for 6 months. I'm holding it for 8 months." Of course, I'm talking about days here, but I hold it for a year and a half. It makes you forget about the Honky Tonk Man's 3-4 year career of holding the title, and it makes you focus on, holy shit, this dude's been holding it for a hot minute.
Right.
He's been holding it
Right,
for
no, I
364
agree.
days. The man's holding it for 422 days. Holy shit. Like, that's how you look at it, because no person's going to beat the Honky Tonk's record
No.
and still be relevant in wrestling.
No.
There's no fucking way.
There's no way to do it anymore.
No, not in this day and age.
No, with the attention spans that people have, there's no way to do it.
Mhm.
Overall, I kind of think it was a little bit of a lackluster pay-per-view. Not a whole lot of high spots, not a whole lot of whole spots. It was just kind of there. It does set up a good way for us to transition into Survivor Series, which is going to be in November. I think that's a great transition pay-per-view.
What's Survivor Series?
Survivor Series
It's the next pay-per-view.
It's one of the big
It's one of
four
the
we
big four.
talk about.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know what the big four is?
I do now.
Yeah.
But-
Okay, cool.
So it's one of those transitional pay-per-views, and I feel Hell in a Cell is kind of going to be the same way for Raw. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, that's 3 weeks away, 21 days from today, October 30th.
You were so good.
Thank you.
Like you remember days.
Raw's
That's
building
what he's here for.
Raw's building a pretty interesting card so far.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be that night where we see the Triple H angle pick back up. That being said, to bring SmackDown back and kind of wrap it all up, Tuesday night, we see the fallout from No Mercy. Kurt Hawkins has his very first match.
You fuck.
I don't either, but they're hyping it.
It's
so
not. I'll tell you what. It's not though. It's not glorious.
But it's not. We see Dolph Ziggler's first SmackDown Live as champion.
Mm-hmm.
And we see them set the stage for Survivor Series.
You know what else we see? Day 2 of your
Oh my god.
Thankfully,
Intercontinental.
I won't see it.
You won't.
Hell no.
Here's the difference. I have my own camera. I can do my own recording.
Look at me.
I'm gonna cut the biggest promo on you before Survivor Series.
You mean Hell in a Cell?
No, Survivor Series.
No,
I'm not.
the belt's on the line in 3 weeks.
Here's the thing. I'm not losing it at Hell in a Cell. So why the fuck would I
Okay.
cut a promo?
Okay, keep
where
talking.
maybe I'm not
Keep
gonna
talking
lose?
trash.
I'm talking so much trash right
Keep
now.
talking trash.
No.
You know what's gonna happen? Do you have any idea what's gonna happen?
I'm gonna
In
win it,
3
so
weeks'
it's
time,
glorious.
21 days, you, me, that belt, one-on-one, live, and I will take that belt back from you. So help me God if it's the last thing I do. Do you want to know why?
No, we don't want to know why. I do this
Because
stuff.
I'm the Ritz, and I'm awesome.
I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say because Ritz fucking rocks. But I'm not gonna do that. You know why I'm not gonna do that? Because Jax is your reigning, defending, undisputed champion. She doesn't know it yet. She's gonna be my advocate to where I won't even have to talk anymore. AJ has such a sophisticated. I'm giving you a compliment right now.
But you're doing it to
Drink
hear
it
your
in.
own self.
Drink it in. I'm giving you a compliment. I'm giving you such a sophisticated, positive
Okay.
compliment right now to where the things that come out of your mouth are so gold, I don't even have to speak anymore. You speak for me. Because everything you say, people will hang off of. People will hear it and say, you know what, she's fucking
What
right.
is going
She's
on?
fucking right.
I think he's calling me eloquent.
She's
in a very
fucking
long,
right.
drawn out way. He's calling me eloquent.
Yeah, that is the exact word I'm looking for.
Okay.
You are so
Alright,
eloquent.
so,
You are so
that being
sophisticated.
said,
We need a
Excuse me.
handshake.
I'm speaking to
We need a hand.
My
Not that,
advocate.
not
you can
this one.
speak to your advocate.
You'll make up
on
one
your
later
time.
on Monday Night Raw.
Okay, we need one.
This is AJ. I am Ritz.
Oh, yeah.
And this is your Jackson Ritz Intercontinental Predictions
We
Champion.
call it the Intercontinental Predictions Championship, okay?
Just
That's
let me
what
have
it's
my
called.
moment, alright?
You have it, but the moral of the story is that you're just pronouncing it wrong because the champ
Cut the video.